Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have significant Virgo placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Virgo, I'm getting a lot of messages for your reading today. The first one is an old Virgo reading. I can't remember how long ago it was, maybe like a year, more than a year ago. And it was called something like you hit a home run and didn't even know it, or something like that. So I'm going to link it above because I feel like there's a message in there for you. And it feels kind of like there's something like that from the past for you, Virgo, where it's kind of coming through like something in the past. Could be something like an event or like whatever, an important lesson maybe that you were learning, where in the past you maybe missed out on something, or that might be how you felt about it, where it's like you missed out on an opportunity, or you missed out on something, or you didn't receive something that you thought maybe, or that you wanted to receive, or something like that. It could be, but it's not in a way where it feels like it's not something that you're still holding bitterness or resentment about. It feels more just like, kind of like something that maybe ended in a way that was kind of disappointing, is how I would phrase that for you, Virgo. So something in the past that was like that. But I feel like there's something coming back around in whatever, like related to whatever that event was in the past, where it's like you're understanding something about yourself that I feel like is changing your perspective, is just how it's coming through. Because I feel like there's something from the past that's coming back around that is like reframing a certain situation where maybe in the past you thought that like it's, so as an example, right? Like as an example, let's say in the past you missed out on like a job opportunity or something like that, right? Where it's like you had the opportunity to like advance to the next level in whatever area of this of your life this relates to. It could be job, it could be romance, it could be, home or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you missed out on something, is just how it's coming through. Or like you were overlooked is actually the word that was wanting to come through. Like if it's like a job opportunity, a promotion or whatever, it's like you maybe wanted this promotion or something like that, but you were overlooked and it went to somebody else. That's how it's coming through. And I feel like there's something like that that's coming back around for you, like that situation specifically, where it's like you're understanding or seeing now that, like, for example, the person that got the promotion over you, for example, did it through unethical or whatever means, for example, like something like that, or that there was something shady about the situation or something like that. And so that's why you missed out on it. Not because you did anything wrong, not because whatever, but because the other person or however this relates was doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. So that's how it's coming through for you, Virgo, where I feel like there, and it's wanting to come through like this. The important aspect of this, of like your perspective is changing, is something where it's like maybe because of that past disappointment or experience where you missed out on something, there may have been some sort of like internalized energy about like your self-worth, where like maybe you felt like you weren't good enough, or that like you missed out on it because you weren't working hard enough, or like because you weren't doing something enough. And it's like it's wanting to shift that, because what's coming through is that you missed out on it because somebody else was doing something that they weren't supposed to. So it kind of takes like that energy and reframes it. That's how it's coming through, Virgo. So I feel like there may be something here about like clarity coming in for you about a situation like that, where you're getting a new perspective on I want to say like your self-worth, but that doesn't feel like quite the right way of framing it. But just like confirmation that what you have been doing is correct, or is like what you should be doing, or like you didn't do anything wrong. I feel like that's been coming out a lot in Virgo readings recently, of like understanding that like something about wrongdoing that's very significant for you, and like maybe that's a significant lesson that you're learning or something like that, or like what's right and what's wrong, or I don't know, maybe. Okay. I feel like this is also something that might be coming as a bit of a surprise, because I'm hesitant to use the word recognition, because that comes more with like sort of like maybe there's some sort of like public form of recognition, but it doesn't have to be like for achievement or work or whatever. It could be something a bit more personal, but it does feel like more than one person are recognizing you in some way, Virgo. That's how it's feeling. Like, it's feeling like very Six of Wands, where I feel like you are being recognized in whatever way. Could just be like a small thing with a small group of people. But it feels like you're being recognized for doing something correctly. Like you did it the right way. You were in your lane. You did it properly. Like that. It's that kind of energy. You're being recognized for that. So it does feel kind of like a delayed correction to something that in the past was wrongly done to you. That's how it's coming through. Okay. I want to use the Shaman deck now, because I'm seeing sort of like, I'm seeing the ego dissolving card, whatever that, dissolving of the ego. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's like the mirror that's shattering. But in this case, for you, like, I feel like that's a past energy for you, where there was something in the past that maybe was anyways, I'm just gonna pull cards. I don't know. I'm seeing that card, but we'll see if it comes out. And there are more messages. I feel like it does have something to do with your self-worth. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you have 3 cards. Grace and Generosity, the Benefactor. The Dragon's Hoard, Protecting the Future, and the Cosmic Womb, Divine Feminine. And if you look at the numbers, you have 3, 12, and 6, right? They're all multiples of 3 here, which is very interesting. I feel like there is something about, like, okay, so this Grace and Generosity Benefactors card, it does feel like you're receiving recognition for something. Like, it's very Six of Wands. Like, it feels almost like you're being honored, or like there's like an award ceremony type thing that's happening for you, where it's like, but I don't think you're expecting it, Virgo. It's that energy of, that old Virgo reading where it's like you hit a home run, but you are not aware of that, Virgo. You're not aware of, like, or perhaps you are aware to some extent, because I feel like you're in this place now where it's like you're receiving confirmation that you were right about something, is how it's coming through. You're receiving confirmation that you were right about something, but I feel like, because it could be something, especially if it's something like intuition, right? Like, let's say in the past, your intuition was telling you something that, like, was, like, you were so sure about. But then something happened where it's, like, like, it may have felt like you were wrong about that, or, like, your intuition was wrong. And what's coming through here is that your intuition wasn't wrong. It's just that like something else happened that interfered with that is how it's coming through. So there may be something here about like, I feel like there's something here about like whatever this is for you, let's say it's a job. That's just the easiest way to explain it or describe it. Like the easiest metaphor. It's like this job was meant for you, but in the past, somebody sabotaged the experience or something like that. It doesn't have to be sabotage. That's a very extreme word. But somebody did something that they weren't supposed to that like made you think that it wasn't for you when it was. That's how it's coming through. And so there may be something of like that kind of energy coming back around, like a missed opportunity. Not missed because you did anything wrong, right? It's really wanting to highlight that. Because I feel like with this dragon's horde, protecting the future, it's like this path, this destiny is protected for you. Like it's like it is something that you are meant to experience and go through and have. So, but I feel like in the past there was something where it was taken from you. Is just how it's coming through. So with this divine feminine cosmic womb, I feel like there's also something here. Like, I feel like you're in almost like this very, like all of these cards have a lot of protective sort of energy. Like if you look at these, if you look at the sort of like the little mice like cuddling in the mushroom, it feels like, yeah, there's a lot of protection, grace and generosity. I also feel like, because I see Virgo energy as being very like Knight of Pentacles, where it's like I'm seeing you sort of like just steadily doing your work in whatever way, or steadily fulfilling your responsibilities to the best of your ability and all of that. And I feel like there's also something here about like maybe you've been doing a lot of things sort of like behind the scenes or like without recognition, right? Like sort of like the mouse energy in the animal deck, where it's like you take care of a lot of things. You're sort of in the background, like keeping busy, or like very organized, very responsible. And I feel like there's something like that where that work is being recognized, like something that you've been doing very steadily. Knight of Pentacles energy, not that you're doing it for recognition, but I feel like that energy is coming through for you, which is why it's like you might not be expecting it, because it's kind of like it's something that feels very like you don't expect to receive recognition for this because it's just something that you would do anyways, right? Like it's kind of coming through like that. The Dragon's Horde energy comes in with this interesting message. So I'm going to read that description or just skim through it to see. Wrong deck. Okay. Yeah, protecting the future, legacy, and true riches. In the Dragon's Horde, jewels and precious objects scatter the ground, while ancient scrolls inscribed with the wisdom, teachings... Okay, well, sorry, this sentence didn't make sense in my head. In the Dragon's Horde, jewels and precious objects scatter the ground, while ancient scrolls inscribed with the wisdom teachings lie within reach. This is a rich opportunity, and you can fill your satchel with the treasures you like best. Take the gifts offered you and dedicate them to the well-being of all, beginning with your own. But beware, all that glitters is not gold. Select the precious treasures that will further your spiritual growth, and avoid the shiny objects that are empty of real value. Know that the hoard does not belong to you. It belongs to our grandchildren. What is the inheritance that you wish to leave for tomorrow? What seeds are you planting that you will harvest in your old age when you are weary? What seeds will bear fruit after you are no longer here? The dragon guards the legacy of the future. All who come empty-handed, or to fill only their own pockets with gold, lie in a dusty heap of bones. You have been allowed entrance by virtue of your kindness, or your spiritual practice, or sheer luck. Consider as well that your present, this moment, is the future to the dragon. You may be the one we have all been waiting for, so do not hesitate to take what bequest has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. This is the time to be bold. Do not delay or overthink. Remember to bring an offering for the dragon, lest it believe you are its lunch. A simple prayer will do. Okay, Virgo, right now it feels kind of like you are receiving... It feels like some form of recognition. It really does feel like that in whatever way that is. It could also come with like actual like physical resources or gifts or something like that. And it could be in the future as well. It may not be happening right now for you. Maybe upcoming. It feels kind of like it hasn't happened yet because you're in this like divine feminine cosmic womb energy, where maybe you're experiencing some sort of healing. Like, I feel like whatever this is, it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen in the future for you. And I don't know how... It could be up to a year. It could be like 3 to 12 months. That's how it's kind of... Because you have 3, 6, 12. I don't know. Maybe not months. That might be long. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, because it kind of because I'm seeing 3 to 12 months. That's how it's coming through. But I feel like right now, it's almost like you're receiving something right now that is like going to be something that is nurtured or whatever, tended to or taken care of, or that's going to be growing from now until through the next 12 months. That's how it's coming through. But I feel like, or maybe it's something, because the way I'm seeing it is like in 3 months, I know the timing is always going to be slightly different for different people, but in 3 months, Virgo, you're going to receive some sort of recognition is how it's coming through. Like, this feels kind of, because with the crown and everything, there's something like, I don't know if recognition is the right word, but like you've accomplished something, you're being honored for something, you are receiving something in 3 months. And then in 6 months, it creates like this like new beginning, this sort of like the cosmic womb. It like it conceives something is how it's coming through. And then in 12 months, you have this dragon's horde energy, because it almost looks to me like this is the conception of it, and then this is the actual like birth of whatever has been conceived. Like, it's kind of coming through like that. So I'm seeing this sort of like gestation period here from like 6 to 12 months, whatever this is for you. So this feels kind of like a reading that's going to span for the next year or so. And 3, 6, and 12 are coming through as like very significant numbers. This could also be the month of March, which is 3, June, and then December. Anyways, Virgo, I don't know. This reading feels... I love doing Virgo readings because I always get such like big messages. And then you have the farther gate, a bold step forward. Okay, because I feel like there is something here, Virgo, where something from the past that you missed out on is actually how it's coming through, or like you weren't able to move forward, or there was something where it was like, I don't know, whatever it is. I feel like that's being corrected is how it's coming through. There's a reminder here with the Dragon's Horde of like making sure that whatever it is you're receiving is also going to benefit other people around you, but also like your future generations, right? Like, or future generations of the collective as well. I feel like that is something that you are receiving. So it could be something of like let's say you receive like some sort of like higher status or whatever, or like increase in resources or whatever it is, that you then use to help future generations or your family or whatever it is. That's how it's coming through. It feels kind of like that. It's going to have a big impact on other people around you as well. So make sure that you are being conscious of that with the Dragon's Hoard. And the keys here are really significant. Geo the Slow. I love that this comes out in a Virgo reading, because as I was saying, the Knight of Pentacles, right? That's basically, well, it's slightly different than the Knight of Pentacles, but it is relevant for you today, Virgo, because the Geo the Slow card talks about, like, of course, taking things slowly and patience, but things that are developed over time. It also comes in with this message of like waiting until sort of like all of the options sort of like, I see this card as like a snow globe has been shaken, and then waiting until the snow settles before you can see like the option. It's kind of something like that, but it's coming through more strongly with that message of like you had to wait a long time for this, is kind of how it's coming through, past tense. But at the same time, there is something new that's coming in for you that is also going to be something that takes a long time, but in a way where it's like it's growing. You're growing something over a long time. Okay, 1 second. So it says, hold on. Okay. The presence of Geo in a reading indicates that the situation or issue is part of a long process that cannot well be hurried. It is important to settle in for a long haul and to set a pace that you can maintain for as long as needed while remaining relaxed and patient. If you are short on patience, try cultivating your acquaintance with the Singer of the Chalice. You will find life much more delightful if you do. Geo himself clearly does, to judge from his face. Okay. Interesting. It's saying like sit back and relax, Virgo. Because I feel like you're doing something for the long haul with this energy, the divine feminine, the cosmic womb, which is the Singer of the Chalice is sort of that. It's sort of like an Ace of Cups and also feminine energy that's coming through. I feel like you're being encouraged to sort of sit in that for a little bit, because I feel like there's something here where it's something that needs time to like gestation period is how it's coming through. I'm going to pull one more card from the fairy deck. The Maiden. Yeah, the Maiden. Okay, I just have to say it just because it's like, it's there. This may be a child for somebody, but it doesn't have to be. But the Maiden is coming through with this sort of new beginning that requires nurturing, right? Because like any new beginning, it requires like a lot of nourishment, a lot of like growth, a lot of effort and investment and all of that. Because because it's another thing. This is number 14, right? So it's almost like 3, 6, 12, and then 14. Like this is the child being born, and then this is the child in like a toddler phase. Like I don't know. Now I'm getting years as well. Virgo, this feels like a really big deal for you. Whatever it is, Singer of Intuition at the bottom of the deck, yeah. But I will say this, you may not even know what it is yet, is how it's coming through, where it's like, with the Singer of Intuition, sometimes you only get things in little puzzle pieces, where it's like, you receive one piece of the puzzle, you fill it in. You receive another piece of the puzzle, you fill it in. But you can't see the full picture until it's like almost completed. That's how it's coming through. So I feel like there's something here where the slowness of this energy is really significant, because it's feeling like you're receiving little pieces at a time, but you're not seeing the full picture yet. It's just how it's coming through. So you may be seeing a bigger picture soon, especially with that energy of like the recognition, because the word recognition, the reason why it doesn't feel quite right is because I feel like it's the way that it's being received, perhaps the way that it's being received, or the way that it's like in my head, is that recognition in terms of like being recognized for your hard work, like that kind of thing. I don't think that that's the right interpretation of that word. I think it's more like you're going to recognize it. Like it's kind of something like, you know, when you see like an optical illusion, where it's one of those images that doesn't have a clear form or clear shape, but then all of a sudden your perception changes or shifts, and then you can see like this image that comes from the once, like it was previously foggy or unclear, or like it didn't make any sense, and then suddenly your perception shifts and you can see an image. That's how it's coming through for you, Virgo. So I have no idea what part of this sort of story you're in right now. It feels like you're at the... It doesn't matter. Time is a construct. That's how it's feeling. It's happening all at once. The fact that this reading is coming in when maybe you don't see the bigger picture, you will be seeing it soon. You will recognize it, is how it's feeling. It'll feel familiar to you. It'll be like, it's kind of like that moment when it's like, I understand now. That's how it's feeling. So it could be something of like an epiphany moment about something that is meant for you, that is on your path, but that will also affect others around you in a significant way with this energy. Protecting the future. Okay. The Marten and the Foxglove mischief. Interesting. Is that a good... Okay. I want to say that that's a positive card, because I feel like it's something where it's like you're not expecting it, or that there's something happening around you. There's maybe another person. I don't think this is a bad energy, but again, there may be... Okay, so let's say in the past, something happened where somebody did something that they weren't supposed to, and then so you lost out on that thing or whatever. That experience may be causing sort of like a fear or doubt or distrust. Like you're not trusting something because you maybe expect sort of people to do the wrong thing, or like to sabotage or whatever. That kind of energy. I feel like this mischief energy is actually a positive one. Yeah. So, okay. So the reverse that I feel like you're clearing at the moment, Virgo, because this feels almost like something where it's like, so it says, beware of others' dishonesty. A trick or a scam may be afoot. I feel like that's a past energy where there was something like that, a trick or a scam, or like someone being dishonest, someone not doing something that they like mischievous in a really negative and harmful way. But I feel like what's coming through for you now, Virgo, is a correction of that. But perhaps through this energy of mischief where it's more like, so it says, pay attention to opportunities for spontaneity, travel, and playfulness. A little bit of lighthearted mischief, so long as it doesn't hurt anyone, can be healthy. Interesting. The foxglove. I'm not super into sort of like I don't know that much about sort of like flora, symbolism, and all of that, but the one thing I know about foxglove is like why it's called that is because it looks like what foxes would put on their hands, like gloves that allows them to move quietly and undetected. There's something like that happening, but I feel like it's for your benefit, Virgo, which is interesting. There's like something, perhaps like, it could be something as well where, for example, somebody's keeping a secret from you in a way where it's like they want to surprise you, right? It could be something like that where it's positive. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to pull one more card. I don't feel that this is a bad energy, but you may be perceiving it like that because of your past experience where there has been dishonesty or trickery or that kind of thing. It feels like a very positive surprise or an unexpected opportunity. There's the fox. Fox and ivy. Adaptability. Interesting. So you have the fox and the foxglove. And then you have opossum and peony, bashfulness at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like, Virgo, something is being like prepared for you is how it's coming through. Like something that where it was like somebody in the past did you wrong in whatever way. And maybe it had an effect on your like self-worth or like what you believed of yourself or like, I don't know, something like that. But that's being corrected. Perhaps by another individual, like it doesn't have to be the same the same scenario or anything like that. It feels kind of like another person is trying to help correct the situation or correct your perception of yourself in whatever way, because it feels kind of like something where maybe you believed something untrue about yourself that was that came from whatever that past experience was. So someone's trying to help you correct that, but perhaps in sort of like with the fox and the marten, a bit of like a roundabout kind of way. It doesn't feel like direct for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're shy here with the bashfulness energy. Trying to find an example of this. I don't know, Virgo. Take things slowly. With whatever this is, take your time with it, because there's something here where it's like, I don't know what exactly that is. I'm just going to pull one card for that from the alchemy deck. Okay, 1 second. Gold and sun. Gold and sun. That's amazing. Okay. That's really positive. You can trust this energy, which is really interesting because it's coming out with two archetypal animals that usually come with this message of trickery, or you cannot trust them, or be careful about trusting them. But I feel like there is something that you can trust. They're coming out with the sun and gold. That's really positive. I feel like there's something here about like, okay, I have an example now, but it's feeling like, it could be something like a Robin Hood energy. That's how it's feeling. Where they I don't know. I'm hesitant there to maybe it's not that. I don't know. This is somebody that you can trust. But I feel like right now, maybe it's not Robin Hood energy. There's something about their energy that feels masked, or that they're trying to do something without you knowing about it in whatever way. It could, so it's like they're moving quietly, but you can trust them, is how it's feeling. The sun and gold. This could be a masculine energy, because both of these cards are coming in with masculine energies. It could also be like this is the energy that's like going to be giving to you, or like something like that. I feel like there's also something here about there's something of a surprise or secret that's involved with this. Okay, can I have one more card for Virgo, please? Okay. The Earth's Heart. That's for you. This card talks about going deep within. This card appears when there is something blossoming deep within that requires our attention and our tending to. It could be a new love, a way of serving others, or an offering to the planet and its resources. In alchemical texts, Earth's Heart roughly translates to Earth is the true heart. The journey of discovery will take you through many layers, slowly revealing her gifts. This is proof of Earth's longing to provide and to teach. You've already felt the pulse of the Earth's heart. Now is the time to listen, to be a student of her wisdom. Yeah, okay. I feel like this is sort of that energy of like the divine feminine and this dragon's horde protecting the future. But it feels like you're in this process, Virgo, of like uncovering this energy within yourself. Of it could be something of like a new gift of yours that you have, and you have Virgin's Milk at the bottom of the deck, which goes with this maiden energy, because I feel like there's something here where you're at the beginning of some sort of process, or some sort of like very long-term energy where you're uncovering sort of like layers of a much larger picture that will be revealed perhaps much in the future. I feel like right now you're only just touching on it, is how it's coming through. You're only just receiving some sort of intuitive understanding or knowing. Like there's so much more, is how it's coming through. And I feel like there's something, a secret, or not direct, is just how it's feeling to me. The fox is kind of coming through as being like I don't know. It's trustworthy, but I feel like your first instinct might not be to trust it. Okay, see beyond the past. Because I feel like you're in this process right now of like experiencing something from the past that maybe had a negative impact on your self-worth here, especially with the ugly duckling, right? Like that kind of energy. I feel like you're clearing that out. I'm going to pull one more card. See beyond the past. Sacred boundaries. And nourish the shadow. Okay. Because there's another thing there of why this energy might be sort of operating in secret is because there's something about boundaries that they're maintaining. Hold on one second. Tiger is so strong because she creates firm boundaries. Tiger's power comes from knowing and honoring herself. We teach people how to treat us. Never expect others to automatically respect and treat you with justice, love, and consideration you deserve, even when you treat them with kindness. Articulate and create boundaries through courteous speech. For many people, conflict is draining and they would rather avoid it. Still, if you are presented with a situation that continuously minimizes or belittles you, you must stand your ground and ask for respect. The mere fact of sticking up for yourself is so admirable, it energetically creates a level of esteem from others. Even if the other party does not hear you, you will have strengthened your self-worth by holding your boundaries, and this new level of deeper self-worth will reflect in other areas of your life. Boundaries do not apply only to behavior from others, but also the way we treat ourselves. Do you have guidelines for the food you put in your body, the people you create relationships with, the words you say, and the topics you discuss? Tiger Palm's medicine raises its hand in your spread when you are also being asked to level up the energy you allow into your life. Start scanning what behaviors you hold that do not align with, I treat my body, mind, and spirit like a sacred temple. Tiger Palm's medicine directs you to set boundaries with not only others but yourself. Okay. Adaptability. I feel like this energy here, the marten and the foxglove, is testing your, not testing, that sounds a bit too extreme, but is learning about your boundaries in a way where it's kind of like, I feel like this energy is kind of coming through as being like someone who is conscious of your boundaries. Like it feels kind of like someone, especially with this bashfulness, the opossum, they may be keeping their distance from you at the moment, Virgo, because they're trying to respect your boundaries. That's how it's coming through. So it's like there's someone or something or whatever it is. It feels like a person. They're coming in with almost like this, like, secretive doesn't quite feel like the right word, but it's like they're not being direct is how it's feeling. They're almost like moving around you because it's like but each time they do, they get sort of like slightly closer, right? That's how it's feeling. They're like, because they don't want to rush or push your boundaries in a way that would be uncomfortable. It's like they're slowly moving closer. That's how it's coming through. It is very trustworthy. It's very trustworthy, but it's like, they're being cautious is just how it's feeling. Okay. Anyways, Virgo, interesting. I'm going to leave the reading there. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.